Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Point of View. Thank you so much for tuning in. Before we get started, please help us welcome Raquel, girl, I'm talking about Rochelle. Raquel Herring to the show. And joining us just in time for Black History Month, we are honored to have Dr. Khalilah Camacho Ali.
Yes!
Welcome.
Thank you.
Who is an actress, author, humanitarian, and former wife of the legendary Muhammad Ali. We have so much to dive into today, so come on in, join the discussion. You're watching POV. All right, so we're jumping right into it. We're right in the middle of Black History Month, and you make it your duty to keep Muhammad Ali's name alive. What motivates you to carry on his legacy?
The potential that I saw him when I was a younger girl. He had so much. I liked his energy and everything, and I saw the potential. Matter of fact, God blessed me to with the way you see Ali today is what I saw back when I was a young girl. I saw this coming.
Wow.
I knew that this man was going to be the man, be the cream of the crop of all men in our history.
I know that's right.
Please, Miss Khalilah, you gotta tell us how and where did y'all meet?
Yes. Well,
I just need to hear it.
yeah. Well, first of all, I was 10 years old, and I was a student of the Muhammad University of Islam in Chicago, number 2, which is the headquarters of the Nation of Islam at that time. And I was I was an honor student, and I have this high energy, so I always like to do things for the teacher. You know, back in the day when you should see an apple on the teacher's desk.
You was the one bringing the apple. I know that's
The
right.
apple.
Okay.
I used to bring the teacher apple, and I would sit right next to her, and I would always, not good, but I was bullied because I always asked for homework on Fridays, and they eventually
before the
locked me up
weekend.
in the bathroom.
Oh no!
Yeah, the
Not lock you up in the
bullies.
bathroom.
And I didn't know what was going to happen, man. But that's why you got to be careful asking for homework on the weekends.
Yeah, for sure.
So when that happened, I happened to be in school. We had just had Arabic and Islam in the beginning of the school. And we was all in the auditorium. Then we got out of the auditorium. Then we started our reading, writing, and arithmetic. So all of a sudden they rung the bell again. And I go, what happened? What's going on? So I hear these 2 men walking in the hallway. They sound like gladiators, the hard rock when you're walking. And I go, look here, who are these people? And there was 2 Afro-American men walking heavy with my principal in the middle. So who are they? And I go, whoa. And the pretty boy, the clay guy, he gets on stage. He gets on stage to speak.
And how old were you then again?
I was 10.
Okay.
And how old was he?
He was 18.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He said, my name is Cassius Marcellus Clay, and I'm 18 years old, but I'm going to be the heavyweight champion of the world before I'm 21. So get your autograph now, because I'm going to be famous.
Yes.
I said, who is this?
Yes.
What does he know what he gonna do at 21? That amazed me.
Yeah.
And I go, wow, his confidence was incredible.
Yeah.
I love the energy and
Yeah.
everything.
So when did you guys...
And then I saw him with this slave name. I go, where's he coming from? Doing all this, and he got a slave name?
Oh,
I
You
said,
said Cassius Clay is a slave name?
it's a slave name.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a Muslim name.
his
So
government
I was
name.
wondering why that was his government name.
yes.
And so he finally, gave all the autographs to the boys, and he ended up giving all to the girls. And he come up to me and he said, "Here, little girl," because I didn't ask for it.
Yeah.
And he said, "Here, little girl, this is my autograph. I'm gonna be famous." And I
Did you
said,
fall in love then?
No. I didn't fall in love with it. No.
She was confused. She said,
I
"What
was
is this?"
confused. But I was here, I'm a Muslim girl. I'm trying to teach a brother about the name thing. And I said, your name is Cassius Marcellus Clay. That's what it says. He said, yeah. I said, Cassius Marcellus, you know, that's a Roman name. Did you know that? He said, no. He said, I said, you know what Romans did to people?
My
said-
God, at 10. So
At
you
10.
was before your time.
Yes, ma'am.
Way
We had
before her
black
time.
history in our schools.
Right, right, right.
But they didn't have it in the regular schools. They don't have it in the Muslim school. And he said, yeah. I said, wait a minute. This is the kicker here. Clay. It's like dirt, you mold. And you proud of this, brother? And he go, well, I thought I was.
Wow.
And his energy just fell to a dive.
Yeah, you made him question
He
himself.
said, who? And then I took the autograph and I started tearing it up. I said, until you get a name of honor, until you get a name of respect. Matter of fact, until you get a Muslim name, you take this back with you. I don't want it. You keep it. You keep it. And I walked that away. And he goes, she told my name, man. She told my name. Who is she? So well, you don't want to mess with her. These girls are virgins. They don't talk to brothers. Well, she had plenty to say to me. She called me dirt. He said, how old is she? He said, she's 10. 10? She's 10. And it was like
Shocking.
an interesting introduction.
Yeah.
And so then at what point did you guys start dating?
No, there wasn't no dating then.
Not then, but I mean,
It was
like, what
just an
age?
introduction.
How did
I'm
that
getting
happen?
to it, I'm getting to
Okay,
it.
all right.
She said, hold on, Callie.
to the meat. So I thought that was amazing. He was so positive and sure about himself. I thought that was good, but he didn't know the history. So, my long story short, he said, and then he would leave, and 3 years passed.
Oh.
I kept up with him, started reading about him, and I kind of became like a fan because I was
Yeah.
reading. Because I started watching him fight, and he was very positive. He would call people names and throw them off and everything. I said, this guy is different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I said, he knows what he's doing. At this time, I'm already a black belt in karate.
Yes.
But watching him train and everything within the 3 years, I learned this guy is a magnificent athlete. He's trained, he's articulate, he focused, he's just amazing. I mean, he would tell you the round you go down in. I mean, and then he called your names.
Wow.
He said, you Sonny, listen, you're a bear. I'm going bear hunting. I said, oh my God.
Tell us the
What made him
juicy part.
the
I want-
juicy shit?
I want to know when you
You know, I
came
got
into
my
the
book.
romance.
Where my book
He's
at?
21.
Where my book at?
Give me the romance.
My book, I got it.
Okay.
See, this is the book you got to buy to hear the
Okay,
deep.
see, okay.
Get the juice, baby. Get the
juice.
book.
It's called Undefeated. It has nothing to do with Ali. It has something to do with me being undefeated as a karate
I
master.
know that's right.
But this was the thing. He was handsome. He was good looking. He was humble. He was nice. And he was definitely interested in Islam.
Okay.
So that's where I came in at. And to see him as pretty as he is and everything, I said, if he was a Muslim, he would be one handsome monarch. You know?
I'm going to have to tell my little brother or my mother, I'm going to have a conversation with my mother and my father because
that?
my little brother was named after
Oh!
Cassius Marcellus.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know what? I found out later on in life that his mother named him that from a white abolitionist.
Oh.
He was a white man named Cassius Marcellus Clay,
Wow.
and he was an abolitionist. He fought against slavery.
Wow.
And I didn't know that. And
That's
that was a
beautiful.
good thing.
Yeah.
So it's not bad at
It's
all.
not all bad.
It's not all bad.
It's not all bad.
But it was good, but I thought he was just as. I said if he was a Muslim, he would be a good warrior,
Wow.
you know. And so
And he was.
Yeah.
He was a good warrior.
yeah, he became a Muslim and everything. But the only thing about it is that by me telling him about his name, he told the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he said, "Man, you need to give me a name." He said, "I'm gonna give you." Elijah Muhammad gave him Cassius X. He said, I can't have that. That girl's still calling me dirt. I gotta have a Muslim name.
Yeah.
And my father's name is Ali. So that was like, so I'll give you her father's name, Ali, and I'm gonna give you Muhammad. You're gonna be Muhammad Ali.
That's such a powerful
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
So you and Muhammad share 4 children together.
Yes,
How
ma'am.
do your
the
children?
first family?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes we
Hello?
exactly.
Hello.
Let's go there.
Mama Ali said the first family. I know that's
First
right.
family. Is,
I know
that's
that's
the best
right.
way I can put it
Look at
because
this
I was the
picture.
first family. Those are my children.
Look
They're
at you.
beautiful. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
The whole family is
and
gorgeous.
they're all Muslims, and they grew up Muslims, and even my grandchildren are Muslims.
Wow.
And it's a beautiful thing because it's one thing he was exiled from the war, so by him being in exile, he had time to have a family and to be with the family. So that was our best time together.
Yes, life is all
Yeah.
about decisions and choices. Did anybody ever tell you guys look alike?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Matter of fact, his mother looked up and she looked at me. She said, Cassius, saying to Cassius Clay, Cassius, you sure she ain't one of yours? Like that. I said, Mama Bird, come on now. Yeah. And she said, y'all look so much alike. Y'all look just alike. That's coming from his mama.
Wow.
She was beautiful. Cassius Clay was beautiful. Matter of fact, his father taught me how to cook beef sausage, from ground beef. It was some beautiful families.
Now, why you ain't bring us no beef sausage?
Oh, you see that? There
I
you
have
go.
to come find you,
You
now.
gotta come get-
I gotta come get
Yeah,
the beef
you-
sausage.
Listen, we're gonna talk about the beef sausage and the book right after break coming up. So
Okay.
y'all don't go nowhere. We have more with Dr. Khalilah Camacho Ali right after the break. You're watching Point of View.
Thank you.
What's up, family? Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope y'all Valentine's Day was good and your weekend was good. But y'all know we back with another week, so I got another question. What is an old school trend that y'all think should come back?
I got one real quick.
Tell me,
Old
tell me,
school
tell me,
trend
tell
that
me.
I think
Tell
should
me.
come back is modesty.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. What about a little bit of shame?
Shame.
Bring shame back.
Bring shame.
But I wasn't gonna say that. You took me there. I was gonna say, we should really bring back, this is for the kids, y'all. It's not really for us. But I wanna see doll houses again.
That's so
with the
crazy.
lights
I like
like
the
an
doll
actual
houses, yeah.
doll
That
house.
they can
When
play
I
in
was
outside.
young-
We building
yeah.
with the matters right now, baby. Don't
Girl,
worry
when
about it.
I was young, I had a 6-foot tall doll house in a house that my mother built from dirt. It was taller than me, and we would go out shopping for little furniture for my little dolls.
cute.
I love that. I want the kids to go outside. I want them to put the
I was gonna
electronics
say outside,
down. I want them
yeah.
to go outside and actually play in some grass. Go touch some grass.
Miss
please.
Khalilah, what's a trend that you miss?
I miss cutting out dolls, paper dolls, and dressing them up in fashions. And we had a thing where me and my cousins used to make different pretty dresses and put them on and the paper dolls, and you would we have a little hoop, and you would turn it down and put it on the dolls. I used to love to do that.
Yes, well,
I used to love to do
listen,
that.
y'all. If y'all have an old
Yeah,
school
paper
trend
dolls.
that y'all think should come back, drop it down in our comments. We would love to hear from y'all. But for now, we're going right back to POV.
Welcome back. It's that time of the show where we talk about all things love, life, relationships, and everything in between. Let's get into Girlfriend's Guide. So, Miss Khalilah Ali, we know you don't hold back, and you recently went viral for your comments about Layla Ali and her mother. Let's take a look.
So I'm here to see Sheila. Miss Shields, I want her to whoop Layla's ass. And let me show you what
Wait. You gotta tell him why you want her to whip Layla's ass.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait! You got to tell us now. Why?
Take us back to this moment. What
Yes.
made you say this? Did you really mean it?
No, I was just playing. But see, what I like about no, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
I have never thought women would ever be in boxing.
Yeah.
I never thought that because
Yeah.
you got all this. I mean, how you gonna box? But I've seen Layla fight, and she's colorful and everything. And I've been seeing her fight in a long time. I haven't seen girls like her since her fighting. A lot of women have joined the boxing world because of her.
Yeah.
And I can understand how to do it because I'm a martial artist, and I'm really. It's more safer when you do martial arts. Your woman don't get as hurt as bad, and she can be just as strong or effective. But this girl, Shields, I mean, she's like from the street. She's really hardcore.
Yeah.
And since Layla was supposed to be all that great and everything, I thought it'd be a good match.
Maybe back in the day, back in the
it'd be a
day,
good
if she
match.
called Layla back in the day, I feel like it would be a good fight. But Layla been out the game for a
I
minute
know, but
now.
that don't mean nothing. Look at Mike Tyson and
No,
Jake
that
Paul.
was not a good
That's
example.
Khalilah, I'm not about to
That
play with
was
you.
wrong. If they could do that, how come the girls can't do it?
Well, you
No, I
know they
wouldn't-
played with that
Mike
fight.
Tyson needed the money. Layla might don't want to tarnish her legacy to fight.
Right, she
Shield.
like,
Yeah,
keep
Mike
Look,
Tyson
everybody
needs
needs money, honey.
That's true.
Layla take it just as quick as Mike Tyson.
I am
Now you-
done.
But
You a
but
10th degree black belt.
yeah,
right?
I don't feel that it would be difficult for Layla to whoop a girl.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't think she have a
no.
problem.
Say she can come out and whoop.
Yeah,
Sheila.
she can whoop Sheila. easy.
Listen, honey.
But I'm really not a supportive of with female boxers. But these female boxers who get into this world is something that entices them to feel something of their own, their accomplishment, and if their accomplishment would come behind boxing, I say more power to them.
Yeah.
I think
Sure.
because every woman needs an outlet, and when I saw Layla come out, I said a whole lot of women gonna start coming. I said, oh man, it just grew and grew, and I thought, I think it's good for their morale.
Yeah, somebody has to be the trailblazer.
Somebody gotta be the,
Yeah.
I'd like see that happen.
Well, going back
like,
to
do
the
that.
video, after
Okay.
all these years, do you still feel like Muhammad Ali was the one that got away?
My man get away. I left Muhammad. He didn't
I
get
know that's
away.
right, baby. You the one that got
I
away.
left him.
I'm the one that got away.
There's a reason I'm former
said,
wife
"I'm the
because
one."
I divorced him. He didn't divorce me. He didn't want me to go anywhere, but I wasn't going to
Let's
stay.
talk about it.
I wasn't gonna
What was the breaking point? Like, why did you decide that, at whatever point that you decided that you were going to walk away from that relationship? What made you say, what was the last thing that was just like,
Was
you know
it-
what?
I've
I'm
had
done.
this problem for a long time,
Okay.
but it didn't bother me.
Okay.
But when things start coming into your home,
Yeah.
there's a problem with that.
Yes.
I have a problem with that. If you be discreet and keep it out in the street, but Ali is an elephant down in New York City.
Right.
Whatever he do, everybody gonna see.
Right.
So, but if you known and we family stayed together and stuck by him all these years and supported him and he became good and we started making money and everything and the family started growing and everything and we did all of that and then you just gonna just drop that and just start walking around with somebody in public and when you know you're married, that's not a good send-off.
Yeah.
That's disrespectful. And I am not gonna entitle no man to disrespect me.
I know that's right.
There's a point, and that's what he gonna do. Then I will give him freedom so he could do that. But
said
I'm not gonna be
respectfully,
a part.
I'ma go over here.
I'm gonna be respectful and just let him do what he want to do.
Yeah.
So
Now,
what's
you
one?
took-
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You took care of him for a while.
Yeah, right. We
Supported
support
him
each other. Yeah,
financially.
physically, financially, and we were a power couple, honey.
Yes.
We were a power couple, but Ali will tell you, I'm weak. I'm gonna do it. And I said, well, be free to do it. I'll just not do it without me.
right.
I says, I'm not gonna be your wife anymore, but I'm gonna still I'll be your sister. And you can do what you want
Wow.
to do, but I'll always be you'll always be behind you.
But now y'all were a power couple and you're the Nation of Islam.
Yeah.
How did that transpire, like with the dynamic of being in the Nation of Islam? You guys are divorcing. He's being, adulterous. How did that dynamic play out?
It was wrong for him to do it publicly. Like,
Sure.
I mean, there's a way of doing everything, but Muhammad is Muhammad, man. If he want to do something, he don't care who knows it, who sees it. He just don't care. He just do what he want to do, and ain't nobody gonna say nothing to him about it, And more power to him.
I'm gonna tell you something, Miss Khalilah. You are a better woman than me.
Yeah, but
Because
see,
I
the
would have
things
left
that he
and that
do,
would have just been it.
man, the woman today, they saw that, the man will either be dead or she'll be in jail for killing him or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you just don't do that in front of public.
Yeah.
There's a certain things you just do in public.
It's highly
Yeah,
disrespectful.
but then again, he's getting enticed and women are coming after him
Sure.
24/7.
Sure.
oh, they throwing
They
all
throwing
the tricks out the
everything.
bag.
And you had a strong personality as well, because even as you're, describing him, which, we kind of got that persona just from knowing about him over the years.
Yeah.
But it seems like you have a lot of that same fire and fight in you as well. So,
Yeah.
maybe that's probably why, because baby, you done met your match with me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
going
but
toe
see,
to toe.
but you know what? But it didn't stop men coming after me.
Right.
I know
that's
But,
right.
but you know what? Look, I said, hey, back off, boy.
Yeah.
You
Right.
messing
My
with fire.
man
now.
like to fight.
Yeah, but really quick, I wanna
I said,
get
if
all
you keep
we
messing
can
with
out
me,
of
I'm
you.
gonna call Muhammad and let him take care of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know what? When a person is that famous, well, whatever. It's there. So what you want me to do?
Yeah.
Yes.
How is that when you were married at the time when he wouldn't go to war? Were you guys married at that time? And
Yeah,
then they
it was-
took his
yeah.
title.
Yeah,
Like,
I was
how
with
was
him. I
that?
went him through all of that.
And how
but
was
I
that?
gave him confidence and positive speeches. Man, it's going to be all right. You're going to be on top.
Yes.
You should just stay in there, fight for your religion, fight for your beliefs.
Yeah.
And you're going to be all right, because at the end of the day, he's going to come out okay. And I believed that he was going to get his license back. I believe he's going to fight because he was still young.
Yeah.
And these people want to make that money. They want to make that money with him, and they'd rather see him out of jail making money for him, because that's what they do.
Right. Right.
And I just had a feeling that God was going to be on our side and make him free. And the minute he won the case, people respected him more. That is a high price
It
to
is.
pay for respect.
Really
Yeah.
is.
But he stuck there. He stuck with the family at the time, and we stuck together.
He did
and
what he had to
we
do.
we
Don't do
rode
that.
that horse, and it was okay.
And I feel like that
Yeah.
also ties into the title of your book, because in a sense that is being undefeated. you
Yes,
know?
it is. He's
Yeah.
been undefeated, and all I had to do was try to get myself together. It was very painful. I didn't expect to be divorced from a man that I saw I was going to be with the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And by him, getting off course, so to speak, that hurt me more than anything. And he just wouldn't be discreet about it, so I had to let it go. But I didn't let go the things that we did together. I wouldn't let
memories,
it go. We have beautiful children together, and it's just something that he used to worry about me writing a book. He said, "Oh Lord, she's gonna tell all
She gonna write a
that."
tell all one
Tell
day.
it all.
And he told
But
his
you kept
manager,
it classy,
he
right?
Said, well, we're gonna have to leave the country and get out of the country. But I didn't do that, because it's not for me to sell something bad, because 85% it was good life.
Yeah.
He became a stronghold for black men. He came. They gave him something to fight for.
Yeah.
He stood and he was patient and fought for his belief.
Yeah.
And a lot of men followed him, and a lot of our men need men to lead them.
Yes.
And so I'm gonna look at the good side. The stuff that they showed in the street about the women and going with the married man, and they put that in the street. That was there. So I didn't have to worry about that. So I just talk about just that. If I would talk about what he really did to me, oh my
Right.
goodness.
Ooh, Lord.
Then we wouldn't have a man in the world to look up to.
Oh,
And he's worth that. He did more good than bad.
Well,
And
we
you was good
thank
for you.
God.
Good
I had
for
to
you.
stay
Yes.
strong for that. And I had to
Yeah.
stay strong for my family.
Yeah,
And now my
yeah.
grandchildren are boxers, and
Wow.
Nico and Biagio, they're fighters. One is an MMA fighter, one is a regular fighter, and they're doing really good because they really admire their grandfather, and
We are
challenged-
running out of time.
Yeah,
Before
okay.
we run out of time,
Yeah.
we do want to thank you so much for coming in and
Yes.
sharing a little bit of your legacy and
so
your
much.
story with
Buy
us.
the book on Amazon, get it
That's
undefeated.
Yes, and thank you for keeping Muhammad's legacy alive so that we can
Yes.
have a better interpretation and understanding of who he is. Thank you guys
Yes.
for tuning in with us and Dr. Ali today. We thank you so much. We honor you. Happy Black History
Just go to
Month.
Happy Black History Month, and you know what? Go to MamaAliToday.com.
Thank y'all for
Okay.
watching POV. Good night.